Hello BookTube, it's Louise, the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you, hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day wherever it is you are and whatever it is you're doing. And welcome to my little piece of the internet. And you find me here with a pusscat on my lap, which she's just jumped off. Okay, that was a brief moment of excitement as the cat was on my lap. There is a cat down here, which is why the door is open, but the cat was just on my lap as well. So yes, I have just missed the last laundry action of the day. It was right there. So if you're new to this part of the internet, my name's Louise and I live in the east of England with the husband and our 12-year-old son and 3 cats. And I come on here to talk about books, but also I have an obsession about my neighbour's laundry. Not in a kind of, want to smell it or do things with it kind of a way. Just the fact of them putting laundry out and I don't watch them do it, but I kind of keep an eye on it, I don't know why, it just is an obsession. Anyway, the people opposite, it is a very cold, grey Saturday the 2nd of January, and I came and sat down here and saw that there was laundry on the line. And it's not a drying day. I have been out multiple times today and it is not a drying day. However, perhaps she just wanted to freshen. There was a towel out there though, and lordy, we all know towels take a bit of time to dry. There's a commitment in hanging a towel out. There's a commitment in hanging it out and preparing to give in the time for it to dry, but also to keep an eye on it and let it not get too dry and therefore cardboardy. So there is that, but she'd put some stuff out and it's definitely her. I've not seen him about for ages. We were walking down their road the other day and I was saying to the husband, really is a thing. I would quite like to nip it round there and say, how is he? Is he all right? Haven't seen him for a while. Yes, I'm the neighbour that's obsessed with your laundry. So yes, the other day it was right cold. I mean, minus. I don't think it was actually minus. I think it was like 2 degrees or something. And both them and them put stuff out. I didn't. I haven't yet. This year, 2021, haven't yet thought about it, but not yet. It is just too cold and a little bit damp. So I don't think we'll be freshening. We'll be more dampening the laundry. Anyway, just missed it. Oh, I will get there. Hello, so I am here. I haven't been here for a while. How have you been? How was your Christmas and New Year? Should you celebrate Christmas and New Year? We started off, as always, with our 21st. So that was 21st of December, which is the pagan solstice, which is my year end and year beginning, and it's the kind of the turning of the circle. It was beautiful. Didn't do anything particularly. Had a little moment of reflection, which is normally what I do, and I contacted all and connected to all that is, and it was glorious, and so thank you for that. And then we had a Christmas and New Year. We in this part of the world are in tears of kind of lockdown-ish, but it's not really lockdown, but it is lockdown, but it's kind of lock-ish down. And one moment, she's come back out. Is she going? No, she's not doing anything else. Not going laundry. Yes, sorry, distracted by neighbour. I'm also very distracted by the fact that this light is terrible. Starting the new year off with a terribly lit video. I do apologise. I could put some lights on, but I actually prefer the natural light. That's just the way it is. So I am trying to do this fairly quickly so that I'm not so close to you. That would be grim. What was I saying? Yes, so we're in tiers of kind of lockdown-ish. Lockish down. And we're in tier 4 with 75% of the country, which means you can't go around anybody's houses. I think you can meet one other person in a public space, but you can't go and get a drink with them. I suppose you could both go and get a takeaway drink together and stand there. But it's not kind of the weather to do that. And, I could meet my brother, but what about my sister-in-law? I could meet my sister, but what about my brother-in-law? And it's all very odd. So yeah, that's where we are. So we didn't do anything Christmas and New Year because you can't. And the most exciting thing is that we have gone for a walk every day. We have gone for a walk around the village every day. We've walked down that road and we've walked down that road and down there and round there and finding places to walk and reasons to walk down that road again. But it's been good. It's been good. It's been enjoyable. Not been at work. December was very busy at work. If you're new here, I work at a local hospital where I'm training to be a pharmacy technician, and we're getting to the business end of my course that I'm on, which is a 2-year fixed term course. So we're getting to the business end of that. So that's all ramping up, which is both good and bad. So yes, all exciting, and New Year, same me. So let me talk about books, because that's what I do here. I got Secret Santa at work. I got a book. I got a fabulous book, which I will show you next video because I've forgotten it's downstairs. And I got a cookbook for Christmas from my beloved son Benedict, who is 12, nearly 13. And which I'd asked for, and that was it, which is a good thing because I have many books to read. So let me tell you, I can't remember what I actually told you last time, and I was going to look up my last video to see what it was I was reading. However, I wanted to get the video because I'm so concerned about the light going, and it is definitely going. Okay, so I'm going to be quick. So what have I read recently? Well, I read the vast majority of this book. Oh my god, look how bluey I go. Look at the colour balance change. Whoa. This is whoa. Yeah, this is American Spy by Lauren Wilkinson, as you can see, and it's a Barack Obama summer reading pick. I saw it advertised or mentioned on Instagram, and I thought, oh, that sounds exciting. It's pacey and very exciting. It's a compelling read, apparently. It's a whole lot more than just a spy thriller. So Barack Obama. So yes, it's set in 1986, the heart of the Cold War. Marie Mitchell is an intelligence officer with the FBI. She's brilliant and talented, but she's also a black woman working in an all-white boys club, and her career has stalled with the routine paperwork. And then she's recruited to go undercover. And I thought, this sounds interesting, and I love spy books. I haven't read a good one recently, so let me read one. And this just wasn't the book for me. I'll go back into the gloom. This is how it made me feel, actually, a bit gloomy. It wasn't the book's fault, although maybe it was the book's fault, or maybe it's just that the book and I were not destined to get on together. It was it's two timelines. So it's her in the past where it starts, and there's her in, I don't know what the current is, and it's as though she's telling the story to her two young children, her two sons. So she's as though she's telling what happened to her sons, as well as narrating as what is happening at the moment. So there's two timelines. And when I was reading it, it was fine, but I had no urge to read it. And I would say I didn't put me in a reading slump, but it put me in a reading slump, if you know what I mean. I just didn't want to pick it up. And so I had made a commitment that I would read every lunchtime. So I'd go upstairs at work and sit on my own, and I have my bit of lunch, and then I read. And so I try to read at least half an hour at lunchtime every day to get myself into reading regularly, because I was struggling just reading at home to kind of have the energy to read lots. So this kind of discipline was really working for me, and it absolutely got shot to pieces with this book. I just didn't want to read. I just was getting to the point where I was like, I don't want to read, and I was finding things to do, like look at my phone or do other things, or I'll just take this along and read this rather than actually read the book. And so I think for about a fortnight I tried to read this. It isn't a long book. It's 200 and 80 odd pages. I should be able to knock this out in a couple of days, and I really couldn't. And I could have done it, I just didn't want to. So this isn't the book for me. So that was a bit of a boo hiss, and it really put me off reading. I really just wasn't in the mood for stuff, and I'd look at books and I'd think, oh. In fact, I did look at this book, and I read some more of this, which is Patricia Briggs's Bloodbound. I'm that far through it, so I'm kind of halfway, if not over halfway, and this was having exactly the same thing. I just wasn't getting to it. This is the second in the Mercy Thompson urban fantasy book. She is a walker, so that she can change from a skin walker, so she can change from herself into a coyote, and it features werewolves and vampires and fae, and it's urban fantasy, and I should love it, but for some reason I'm struggling with this as well. I do want to continue with it, which is why it's here, but it's not wowing me. I can't even put my finger on why it's not. Anyway, I did the husband asked for a kind of book list, which is where I got my my cookery book, which I shall show you next time. And I put this book on it, and I didn't get it, and so I treated myself with a bit of holiday money to this book, which I received, and then I read, and I loved it, and this has made me feel all enthused for reading again, so hooray for this. So this was the last book I read last year, and it was Chase the Darkness with Me by Billy Jensen, how one true crime writer started solving murders. So it's Chase the Darkness with Me by Billy Jensen. The foreword is by Karen Kilgareth, co-host of My Favourite Murder, and he is the co-host with Paul Holes on The Murder Squad, which is a true crime podcast which I love, and I am working my way through slowly but surely the backlog of My Favourite Murder, which I never got into when it started. I never got into it. It is a bit sweary, and that's one of the things, because quite often I listen to podcasts when Benedict's around, who is 12, and I'm not going to be listening to that. However, I started listening to it in the car on the way to and from work, and I was really enjoying it. But I do love The Murder Squad, and that's been one of my all-time favourites for true crime podcasts. And Billy Jensen also co-authored or helped finish one of my favourite true crime books, I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara, who he was a big friend of, and Michelle is no longer with us. And it goes into how he met her, and it's really good. It's a true crime memoir in the fact that it's how he got into true crime. He's a journalist, and how he became a true crime journalist and champion, and he tries to solve things, and he has a real mission, and it's getting darker and darker, I can tell. And I really enjoyed it. It's a decent sized book. I flew through it, and he's a great writer. He's very engaging, and I could hear his voice all the way through it because I listened to the podcast. So it was like he was just sat having a beer with me, telling me his story, and it is dark, and it can make you, it felt like it got me around the throat a couple of times, but I enjoyed it, and it was great, and it was great to feel like I wanted to read again. So yeah, that was it. So hooray for that. So boo for that, hooray for that. And what am I currently reading? So the book that I am starting to read for 2021 is Hollowpox, a Nevermore book by Jessica Townsend. I was reading this with my son Benedict. This is the third in the Nevermore series. The first book's called Nevermore. The second book is called, can't remember, it's not what it's called. It's called Wondersmith. And then got Hollowpox. We were reading this every night, but he's started to go to bed and listen to audiobooks. He's listening to various audiobooks. So we kind of stalled again halfway through, and I said to him, do you mind if I actually read it, because I really want to get to the end of it? And he said, yeah, that's fine, absolutely, go for it. So I am reading that, and so that is going to be my first book of 2021. I am going to finish Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morrigan Crow. This is for This is a middle grade, so it's for probably 10 upwards, I would say. Very much the Harry Potter market, the kind of, 10, 11 plus Harry Potter market. I think there's a bit too much threat for younger children, I would say. You get more out of it, the kind of 10, 11, 12-year-old. So it's perfect for Benedict, and he absolutely adored the first two. He's got both of those on audiobook. He's got the third one on audiobook as well, but he hasn't listened to it yet because he needs to read it. So I'm going to read it first, and I'm going to give it to him, and then he'll read it, and then it'll all be great. So there we go. Those are the 3 books. Oh, and this. 4 books that I spoke about. Middle of reading, DNF'd, adored, currently reading. There we go. That's my stack of books. And I shall leave you now. I shall leave you be. No laundry action. No, nothing. Because it's gone really gloomy. And yes, I shall love you and leave you. And I shall see you next week. This has been lovely, BookTube. Let's do it again.